What's good with the YouTube? You already know, Big Flacco from a convict's perspective, and I'm gonna smash, dash, and slide on through with a little bit of energy, man. Now check this out, people. Please hit the like and subscribe. As you already know, man, I'm always trying to push different things on this platform, man. And a lot of people have had interest in the situation between, Snoop and Scrappy. And so, first and foremost, I have no role in this. I'm not here to fucking push any agenda. I'm only here to supply what the people want, what they demand. And so, pretty much as you're going to see the paperwork posted up right now. And I'm going to go over a few things it says, right? As far as this paperwork, there's nothing that signifies that I see or know of that, Scrappy is telling or anything like that. Now, there's some paperwork also that the individual that also was involved in this that I was able to obtain, that there may be a little bit different discrepancies when that comes out. Either way, there's some situations that kind of, Snoop wants to be put out there, man. And like, this is the first time this paperwork has actually been put out there the way it's going to be put out there. So please take heed to this, man. This was a lot of work trying to cut it up. I did the best I can. The stuff was so small, it was too hard to blow up. So I did the best to where the top one is basically the whole thing. And then the bottom part is it split in half. Therefore, you guys could read it all in one piece. Now, basically, as you could tell from this whole storyline, the claims of the IGI investigators and that investigated this scenario claimed that Alex Diaz, Scrappy, right, also known as the Butcher, enters Corcoran. Okay, immediately he touches base with the compas that are there, the riders and whatnot, and he shows stuff that signifies that he was with Snoop, that they were next doors, and I think it was in some other hole where they were located at, and that basically he was given permission to enter that yard and function. He showed a money order that allegedly Snoop had placed up on his books, as well as you're going to see as you continuously look through this paperwork that there was a discussion being held where he allegedly contacted some people that were associated with Snoop. Now, you're also going to see that IGI had tapped into also other conversations with Snoop and other individuals, claiming that they had certain discussions and whatnot, and they're trying to break down certain codes that they believe insinuated for Scrappy to be hit. Okay. In any event, it's a very, very questionable case, man. But as far as the whole agenda when Scrappy entered this yard is that he tried to present that Snoop said he was good. Any other claims that he came in and hit that yard, that him and Snoop were in bad standings and that he wanted to get him and all that, there's no facts to that. The paperwork says totally, totally different, man. And actually, the conversation he was calling people, as you're going to see in this in the paperwork, that he's calling on behalf of Snoop and whoa, 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 as well as he was discussing everything else with other individuals. Now, I don't know the back history about everything, about his case. My understanding that he was involved in one of the murders of a Sureño back in the early 2000s. But as far as everything else, like I said, I have no type of role or type of, agenda or any view of him. I don't know the vato, period. You know what I mean? All I could do is sit there and provide you information and go from there. You know what I'm saying? So look at this paperwork. So I do want you guys to take heed that, this paperwork pretty much signifies the importance of you guys being able to be provided this on a platform, man, that never before seen. So then you guys can see it with your own eyes what's being said. Now, Snoop's been validated as a STG-2, which is a security threat group, since August 19, 2005. Scrappy's been validated as such since November 29, 2004, man. Now you're going to see different documents right now, basically discussing things such as, Diaz was basically in bad standings due to his unauthorized founding of a subset of the gang. So he was already pushing the agenda, they're saying, man. And you're going to see information that Diaz supplied information that appeared to be written by Snoop, indicating that Scrappy was safe to function, as well as he started to make phone calls and requested someone relay information to Snoop, which is all right here in the black and white, man. As you guys are going to sit there and observe and look at, man, there's a lot more to this case than what we pretty much know, man. And so that's pretty much the gist of things, is that, he got there, he contacted everybody, you know what I'm saying, said that he's there. He confirmed that he arrived April 26, 2019, I believe. I think this happened when he there was a call made on May 8th, allegedly from Snoop, they believe. And it says that they tried to get some coded messages, you know what I mean? Like, they said stuff like, hey, give your number to my boy Luis, who's my boy, good dude. And, you know, they're trying to get into some certain codes and stuff. They also did some three-ways between some other people. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, there's nothing really that stands out in this whole situation that signifies anything different than what we know of in this case, man. But let me look at this real quick right here. It says one of the codes that they had in there was they referred to she. They're trying to say that she or whatever was in reference to what do you call Scrappy. Now, Scrappy was making phone calls, so he stepped to the yard thinking that everything was pretty much all good. This is all according to the investigation by IGI, right? And that you know, he was touching base with everybody there. There was a lot of different riders that were on this yard, and you know, the money order was a big thing that signified to him that he was in good standings, that Snoop had money allegedly placed on his books. So he was showing everybody this, man. And so whatever the subset that they claim was happening, apparently it wasn't in reference to everything that people think. And it says that, it says Diaz is safe to program at Corcoran, was given to Diaz so that he could make it to the next court date. Basically so that he could sit there and tell everybody, look, I'm in good standings. Okay, but eventually he was assaulted by other northern riders on the yard, and allegedly there was a whole diversion tactic that they're claiming that there was a fight right before this occurred, as well as in this thing it also says that Snoop says, "Did that chick ever call you?" You know what I mean? And it was indicated that she contacted Diaz and that Diaz utilized a prearranged code word. And see, how do they know all these codes? In the book, Alice is explaining people that they need to. Let me see what it says right here. Yeah. Who is she referring to as Alice? Okay, so they're trying to put a lot of these code names into these into play in these situations. And see, a lot of this is all pretty much assumptions, circumstantial evidence. But the fact is that, you know, Scrappy went to the yard thinking that everything was going to be good. Let me see. In addition to that, I'm looking at these things as well, guys. His last name starts with a D. That's what they said in the conversation. Vasquez relays that provided to the telephone number. You know, Charlie was his cellie, and they think that's involving an individual named Devil. I'm giving you a number to my boy Luis, who's good. And see, they're basically nothing is really cut dry. But see, the administration was fucking listening to all these conversations. And so it looks like they really wanted to build a case against Snoop. They have someone named Chula, which they have that name, which is a female. There's a comment where it says that bitch Alexis cannot be basically be out there, which indicates pretty much fucking they're speaking about Diaz, which his name is Alex Diaz. Now they have certain places where it says that houses members of a gang who are in good standings as Playboy compounds. So they're using all this different lingo that we're all known to when it comes to the riders. Now, in addition to this, it talks about fucking over there in Lancaster. So they started this investigation. Basically, it goes back to January 2019. They're using that, which is previously before even anything had happened to what do you call? To Alex Diaz. This is kind of interesting to some of this information right here, guys. Let me go back here. I gotta fix this right here, guys. It's pretty much, all this stuff is pretty much cut dry, guys. There's not really much for me to add it. Spare you guys take your time and you guys can go through it. It just, to me, it just shows that there's a whole lot of different discrepancies of what's really being said out there, man. There's people out there in the streets that got affected by this, man. They looked through the visitation to see who was visiting Snoop and so forth, man. And it's all right here in black and white. Now, there's other paperwork that I heard that Dre has regarding this issue, who is allegedly the one that was involved in stabbing Scrappy. So far, I guess there's claims that on his paperwork, it says that Scrappy actually told. I can't confirm or not confirm this, but someone I know that personally knows him and I'm not going to put their name out there on this because they don't want no involvement, said that they personally seen that from Dre as well. So he had been deemed in bad standings for a minute, man. Yeah, since 2017, they were already looking at him. You know what I'm saying? So this is all pretty much like I said, man. If anybody says that he went there and that he actually got there and felt like he was in good standings, he says, I'm calling on behalf of Snoop, and pretty much was putting out there as much information as he could that he thought that he was good. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like, you know, I'm not going to sit there and say that anybody's guilty of this crime because it's still, you know, up for appeal process, man. But this is what's being the allegations that are on paperwork. And see, this is the investigational gang investigators report. Now, someone said in a comment that, well, where's the police report? There's not going to be no police report in an institution. It's going to come through the IGI. Is going to run the investigation where the DA's file charges. You know, you got to really pay attention to that, man. And it just seems like pretty much that Scrappy pretty much got played. You know what I'm saying? The paperwork's right here. And there's a lot of other individuals that got indicted on this. And they got follow-up charges. A lot of people got broken off some time, man. And the evidence that they have is basically circumstantial, man. You know what I'm saying? See, it's clear as day right here, man. So I don't really have much to add to this, man. I'll let you guys make your personal perspective of this stuff and what you guys feel, man. Because I heard some of the interviews, and I don't know to what extent, you know what I'm saying, where these issues arise from. But it's clear as day, man, that there's a lot more than what's being said on some ends. And it almost seems like certain things are being more personal. And that, of course, anytime you have a case like this, it's just going to get personal. You know what I'm saying? But with that said, it's your boy Flacco. I'm gone. All right, guys, this was really, really hard for me to edit, man. But the first couple pages of the paperwork were kind of hard, but I kind of fixed it later on, man. So bear with me. I did the best of my ability, man. Everybody out there, stay positive, productive, man. Much love, man. Keep it pushing.